Hi guys, Piotr here, LiteFinance Global YouTube channel. It's my pleasure to be with you again. And what we are going to discuss today, we are going to discuss crypto. And we are going to discuss Bitcoin and Ethereum. Well, taking into the consideration what we have on a weekly chart when it comes to the Bitcoin, well, the situation is, to be honest with you, a little bit unclear. What I'm talking about? Some guys are talking about this possible head and shoulder. If that's the case, well, we have to be prepared for much lower levels. In that case, the easiest way to try to predict what we might see is to make the measure. Okay, so we have the chart, we have our lines. Let's have a look what we might to see, trying to avoid shadows because different exchanges showing different prices. We see that we might get as low as 4,000. I know it sounds crazy today. But one line, that's what we are going to get. Piotr, you are crazy if you think that Bitcoin is going to go down to 4,000. To be honest with you guys, I would love to see Bitcoin at 4,000. Most probably, if you have your trading strategy, if you ever seen one of my videos related to the head and shoulders, you know that much more often we are not going to fulfill the target. We are going to much more often we are going to get break to the opposite side when it comes to the head and shoulders. All right, so we know when we are talking about the Bitcoin, we know where we might go when it comes to the lower levels, right? We might go down to 4,000. But what if we are going to break that head and shoulder to the upside? In that case, we have to make completely opposite measure, right? If we have right here, right now, the neckline around 32,000 and the head around 62, we do have 30,000. So if we are going to break to the upside, so in that case, we might see, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, 90,000 up to 100. All right. So what I'm going to look for? Well, to be honest with you, I'm looking for some kind of the megaphone formation going on around current level, right? So I think, because it's a weekly chart, I think that we might see a little bit longer consolidation, right? So we are going to cancel the left shoulder, right? And I think we might see this type of the price action. But, and that's the important thing, guys, what I wanna see is this type of the price action. I wanna see more upside, more downside, stop count, clearing some levels, and then finally the move going higher. So yeah, the head and shoulder of the Bitcoin is showing us that we might reach 4,000. But to be honest with you guys, well, I don't think so we are going to get that low. I would love to see these levels, but I don't think so. What we might see, if we are talking about the possible megaphone formation right over here, I think that the low we might see is around 19,000, meaning that we might see the distance 1 to 1, for example from here, taking out the bottom of the consolidation of the megaphone formation with the huge monster reversal, right? So for me, I'm looking for a buying opportunity. Yes, guys, I'm looking for the buying opportunity below 28,000. I'm looking for some kind of a stop hunt in between. I know it's very, very wide, 28, 19,000. But that's the weekly chart, guys. You have to remember. And I'm looking for much higher levels. Of course, we have to have in the back of our head possible manipulation from the central banks. That's normal thing when you are looking at some gold stuff, silver stuff. That's where we have the manipulation when it comes to the central banks. All right, so that was the weekly chart. Let's have a look what we have on the daily chart. Well, the things here looks much brighter. All right, what I'm talking about. So here, guys, we might see this type of the false break to the downside over here. That's your price action you wanna see. All right, so meaning that we are going to clear all these stops to the downside. We are going to invite the sellers based on the weekly head and shoulders pattern, right? And then we are going quickly get back above the neckline, retest the neckline, and as long as we are going to hold this neckline, we are going to see higher levels. That's how I see the Bitcoin. Okay, big head and shoulder, all right? But I think that everyone is looking for this setup. I truly believe we are going to see completely opposite setup. Okay, all right. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to the Ether. The same chart, weekly chart. First thing first. Huge upside move. Stop hunt above 4K, all right? So we know, taking into the consideration these weekly candles, that we have supply no earlier than 4K. Great, that sounds really, really good. Now, we know upside target, the first one, because the next one is going to be much, much higher, all right? But we have our supply over here for now. When it comes to the demand, I've been talking to you quite a few times. In comparison to Bitcoin, we retest the demand. We retest. So what we have here is a big demand zone. What has happened over the last few weeks? The 50% of the demand zone been tested once, twice, 3 times already. What is going on this week? As of now, it's Thursday. We are rejecting. There is no more supply for now. I love it. I really, really love it. Guys, if we are going to be able, based on this weekly chart, to close above 2000, I think that the bulls are gonna be good to go higher. If we are going to get into the consideration the upcoming upgrade when it comes to the Ether, then this daily chart is telling us the story. Very similar to what we have seen on the Bitcoin. I'm looking for a stop count after the upgrade. I'm looking for the rally, and I'm looking for a retest. That's gonna be my long setup, guys. So this price action, move higher, retest 1900, it could be my long setup with the stop below the low before the rally and the target around 4000. That's what I'm looking for. With that being said, guys, do your own research, do your own homework, but I think that the best of the best when it comes to the crypto is waiting for us. So be careful. Don't do the thing that you are trying to place all of your money into the one basket. Try to diversify, and I think we might all be good. Stay safe, all the best, see you around, take care, good night.